So now that you've created your first website, and if you haven't created your first sites, then make sure you go over to Drive, or if you go to sites.google.com and just create a site.
This video is brought to you by Appy Academy.
So the first thing you want to do is give your site a name. So by default, it's untitled site. So you want to give it a meaningful name. And this name should reflect some of the content that you're going to be adding into your site and even the purpose of why you're creating the website. So giving it a meaningful name so that in case you create more than one site, you can reference it at a later time. And I'm just going to call it Course Sites. And then as you can see, right away when I click off of it, it makes a save to that. So if I go into my Drive, I can see that now I've got Course Sites, and this is the icon for the sites, that purple one there. And this corresponds as well with what we see within the sites. So we see all of that information immediately get saved. And again, this is not published until you actually hit the Publish button. You can always preview your sites. So you've got options within your top menu where you can click the preview, so you can see what your site looks like. And there's also various devices. So there's the phone, there's the tablet view, and then there's the full desktop view. And then whenever you want to exit the preview, you can just click the X and exit the preview. You can also undo and redo your actions. So this is also typical in most editors where you can undo, redo things as needed. Also, there's a message here that communicates to you what's going on. So all changes saved to Drive. And as we can see, the changes in the content is in the Drive. So I can close the site and then I can reopen it. And I can be where I left off last because Google is saving it in the background. So I don't have to worry about losing any of the work, and I don't have to worry about clicking a save button every time I make some updates to my content. And then of course I can always undo and redo the last as I'm working on the site. So there's also a top left-hand menu here. So for the Google Sites, so this can be the header for the site name. So I'm going to call it My First Site. And you can call it whatever makes sense to you. You can also add in a logo image as well. So there's a lot of different options. And then you can really customize the way this looks and feels. So this is actually visible to the users, whereas the name Course Sites is not going to be visible to users. So users coming into the website, they are going to see the My First Site, but they don't see the project name anywhere. And also notice as well that when you put the heading there, and if there's no other information, then it's going to use that heading as the default within the tabs of the site. So you can always take a look and see what your site looks like within the preview as you're developing it to make sure you've got the right look and feel for the site project as you're producing it. There's also a page title. So this is a title for the page itself, and I'm going to just call it Welcome Page. And then just click off of that. And then notice as well when I go to preview that I've got my welcome page here all ready to go, and I can flip through the different sizes just to make sure that everything displays properly. Once again, always a good idea to keep at it and just make sure that it is being developed the way you want it. The title page appears at the top of page of the navigation. And it can be different, or it should be different for every page you create. And you can create multiple pages. So when you go into the right-hand side menu, you're going to see that you've got an option here of pages. So this gives you an option to create additional pages. By default, this is the home page. So this is the starting page that the sites is going to start on. So it's like the index page of a typical website. And this is the first page that you want to create and that you want to work on when you're creating your site. And then the rest of them should relate to this one, where if you do create additional pages, then make sure that you have links to them and that users can navigate to them if that's what you want users to be able to do within your website. So go ahead and add in a title, add in a logo, and we're going to move on to the next lesson. We're going to customize the look and feel of the web page. So that's still to come.